Hi everybody, I'm getting ready to go into work, but I thought I would come on here really quick and talk about relationships for a second. I thought I would throw a question out to you guys. This has happened to me more than once in my life, and I just thought I would ask you guys, how many of you have been in a long distance relationship, and how long did you see someone in a long distance relationship? Because eventually one of you has to move, or it just can't continue or something. I mean, it gets rough. But not long ago, I found out a guy I had been dating for 7 years, long distance. He lived, I'll just say, out on the West Coast. That's all I'll say. And we dated for 7 years, and I went out there once. He came out to see me most of the time, and we went on trips together. And every time I would bring up the subject, gosh, one of us needs to move to live near each other, he would say, I'll move to you in 3 months. Yeah, he would say, I got a headhunter looking for a job for me, and really, you'll be fine. I mean, I'm gonna come be with you, baby, in 3 months. And so this 3 months would be another 3 months and another 3 months, and the next thing you know, it's 7 years, guys, into this relationship. And he was never married. He's still never been married. He's in his 60s now, and he's never had kids, and he knew I had kids and grandkids. And I blame myself because I look back now, and yes, I did really love him, but how did I let 7 years of my life go by thinking that it was just taking him a long time to find a job? And you guys, this is something you need to ask up front if you're dating somebody long distance. I think there should be a reasonable time period where you should ask each other, especially up front, do you have an intention of being in a serious relationship with each other? And how long will it take before you can be together? Because 7 years is way too long, and I was very trusting, and I was in love, and I just thought, he's coming to be with me. And there were other factors that came into play, but I don't know. And some people, I mean, this was a long, I live in Iowa, so it's not like it's different if you're a couple hours away and you can drive to each other on the weekend. But 14-hour, 15-hour drive, 24-hour drive, a flight, that's a different story. So I just thought I would throw that out there to you guys, because I know that some of you are in these situations, and it's a big struggle, and you may really love each other, and you have to work out these things. So anyway, what I was going to tell you is, not long ago, I mean, this particular guy that I had dated would never tell me why he just couldn't commit. And I found out a lot of things I didn't want to know later, but one thing he did confess, he said to me, do you think I would honestly ever move to Iowa? And I went, what? And I said, I was waiting for you to say that, because why would you leave? And he lives on the West Coast where it's beautiful and there's the ocean and the forest and all that. But to tell me that, I mean, it took 7 years to say there's no way I would have ever moved to where you live. I could have made my decision a lot sooner. But, I mean, like they say, love is blind. I mean, what would you guys do in a situation where you felt like you really loved somebody, but you just kept hanging on, and it just never ends till something else comes along and you have to make a decision? But anyway, I just thought I would ask you, what would you do in a long distance relationship? How long would you stay in that relationship before you just have an ultimatum where you just have to say, what are we going to do? That's an example of my longest one. I mean, I've dated people from Texas and other states too, and it just, I was like, I can't do this, it's getting too long. But I guess, what wouldn't you do for love? I mean, you would do just about anything for the right person. But leave your comments below, because I'm really curious. And it gets harder the older you get, because when you get to be my age, you have kids and grandkids, and so does the other person. But in this particular case, this guy had never been married, no kids, no grandkids. He was footloose and fancy free, but there was no way he was going to move to Iowa. Got to find out these things ahead of time. Leave any comments below if you want to.